record. Okay, everyone. So welcome officially to our weekly Zoom meeting to talk about Obsidian, to be able to share, well, for the brand new people who are on trial, to be able to learn the basic setups for the ongoing members and the founding members to be able to continue talking about strategies to better use this and to better maximize our profits. I have a story to share for today where I went from being really green in the profit to being like, minus. So we definitely need to help each other out in terms of strategies, so that way we can maximize our profits and minimize our losses, especially today, because I even called out a choppy market the rest of the day, and sure enough, that's what happened. So we'll talk about that, and then any questions that you have, just type it in on chat. If somehow we skip it and don't address it, please come on to the mic and ask it again. So let me first begin by sharing the setup. So first and foremost, this is the setup that I have right now. I had to reload. It took me like a week to get it all set up because I upgraded to the latest NinjaTrader and the 8.1, the original 8.1, that was creating so many problems. And then they had the 8.118. And when I reinstalled all of that, it finally started working. So I had to reinstall all of Obsidian and everything in there. And what was great about the Obsidian was that once it was set, Kyle had set it up so that the Obsidian workspace was already there. So all you have to do is just click it, and the next thing you know is like, boom, this is what shows up. Whereas in the beginning, in our earlier beta, you had to set up everything from scratch. But basically, the moment you upload the workspace, this is what you get. And then you can start changing things. So this week, I had a fairly decent success with the Obsidian 12. I mean, the Orenko 12, which is a 12, 20, and 40. And this is the way I had set up. Again, I used the Futures Pro program that I had developed a while back. And basically, in terms of looking for entry, this is what I'm looking for. I'm looking for example, a buy signal that pops up over here. And once you see the buy signal, I go to the 30-minute, and I want to see a confirmation buy signal. So until I see this, I don't change the buttons up here. Okay. So typically, what you will see is
unconfirmed bullish signal.
The buttons would be set up something along the ways of like that. And this morning, we were bullish. And the moment it was bullish, what I did was basically, I didn't want to take any shorts because I don't want to trade against the trend. Okay. And
order filled.
Oh, that was quick. Okay. Oh, goodness. All right. I did the global simulation. Jeez. I thought for a second all my trade copying would enter in. So we are actually in global simulation, and it's already entered based upon the parameters that we have set here. So when the Autotrader enters, again, I do it with 2 micros. This is what I'm looking at. Okay, so this is my strategy. Try it with a sim account first before you do anything. Okay. And my strategy basically is early in the morning, I will just have it on. If it enters in, well, early in the morning, it moves really fast. But if it enters in, right, in trade like this, I'm looking at bookmap right here. Okay, I want to be able to see, this is your visual level 2. I want to be able to see that there's a lot of liquidity above. If we're going into a buy, I want to see a lot of liquidity above and this thing just moving up. And the bubbles, which are the orders, they're bigger and bigger. So the big green bubbles are good. Big red bubbles like this, they're not good. Okay, so that's just what you want. You want the green ones just popping. And this is not a science, it's more of an art. It just takes time to take a look at it. So this is your visual level 2. On most of yours, I didn't set it up. You have Overwatch, so you can put Overwatch right here, and you'll be able to see everything just turning green all across. And there will be like positive 20 plus positive 30, depending on the tickers that you have placed in here. When you see all of that, right? This is where I would go, this is where I would go in, and let's say everything was going the right way. I would go in here and I will go market
Order filled.
and add a mini. So same account, these two are same accounts. I got 2 micros in here, but then I will add a mini in here to let it run together, okay? Sometimes I can be bold and add
Order filled.
2 minis and let it run, right? And so I will just let it run. And as it keeps on running, you hear the ticking sound. If you are with us in the morning, you know what I'm talking about. Soon after, you have the cash machine just ringing it, you know, best sound in the world, especially in the beginning of the morning. And once it goes up like really deep into it, this is what I am presently doing. Once tick strike right here, okay, so this is kind of like a book map, kind of like a Overwatch, but it's an audible one. And so once tick strike begins to slow down, and I don't hear the fast ticking anymore, and let's say it either trickles or even just stops, I would just come in here and
order filled. I
would close and lock in my mini profits as quickly as possible, and just let this run right here, okay? If I see great movement there, okay, later in the day, but I don't want to play the minis at this juncture. What I may do is I will just come in here. You have 2, right? I will just come in and I just, you know, click it once or twice and go, you know, instead of 2 micros, you'll have 4 micros into the trade, okay? And I only do that when, again, everything is like an A setup or A plus setup. A plus setup early in the morning when there's so much energy, or A plus setup in the afternoon as the market closes and there's this huge push up or a huge push down. That's when I will use the minis and kind of try to maximize the profits based upon you know, the setup being A plus, okay? If it's not A plus and this turns on you, oh boy, you know, it is really hard to close, because sometimes you will have to close it and the next thing you know is like you're super duper minus on your, wait a minute, hold on. Oh, that's the sim. Okay, fine. You'll be like super duper minus on it, and you'll be forced to close because you don't want to, number one, stress out, and number two, you don't want to blow up your eval account, especially your PA accounts. Okay, so that's what that is my game plan moving forward, is that I will use a Superdome in order to enter minis in the same account. Okay, when I have clearly an A plus setup, and after the Autotrader has already entered, okay, because they're the ones that are finding the, you know, the ideal entries for a particular long or short contract. So that's what I would do, and this would be either early in the morning or late towards the end of day. Anything in between, like, let's go back here. Anything in between, like all day today right here, right? Even though you had a major down and a major halfway up right here, I would load up on micros.
Order filled.
Okay, so I'll load up on micros. I'm not going to load up on minis. Okay, so now I have 6 micros going up. Okay, and once it hits the profit target, 5 of them come out, you have 1 trail. And this is the way I have it set. All right. Next thing is this, middle of the day. Now you know, vision is 2020 looking, looking back. It's easy to be a Monday morning quarterback, okay? But here on the 10-minute, we saw a sell signal that popped up at 10:40 in the morning, okay? When you see this, okay, you do not want to enter because you may be entering a temporary bull flag. It may turn on you. The risk-reward ratio is not worth it. So when do you find confirmation that this sell is truly a sell? You go to the 30-minute and you want to find that sell signal. So the sell signal, no, that's not it. Here we go. The sell signal came in anywhere between 10:40 and 11 o'clock. Oh, by the way, this is dynamic, okay? It's real time. That's one of the reasons that I developed the Futures Pro indicator. This is real time. So anywhere between 10:40, probably like 10:50, right? This sell signal would have popped on the 30-minute. So it doesn't wait until the end of the candle, okay? It is dynamic, it is in real time, and based on volume and price action. So, and probably it did come in somewhere between 10:40 and 10:50. Somewhere in here, I am sure, probably like by the time it dropped anywhere around here, that sell signal on the 30-minute had come. Once you see that, that's when you go here. And what I would do is I will just go like this. Well, right now we're into an order, but next time that it goes in, you're just going to go on a short. Why? You see the red here. You see the sell signals here. You'll see red running across over here, and the sound will be like the sound of breaking twigs or breaking branches. And of course, visually, you're going to see it here in Bookmap as well. So in one glance, I can look at one screen and I can see everything that is happening and make a decision real quick. Obviously, the more you practice and the more you do it, the quicker you will be, okay? So that's why I encourage you to use the sim while you are during the trial period. After the trial period, let's say you're convinced, hey, this is working for me, and you subscribe either a monthly or lifetime, then you can go into your evals if you're doing Apex or other funded accounts, or go into your PAs. Although when you go into PAs, please keep in mind that while Apex allows you to use an Autotrader, some others may prohibit you from doing that at all, okay? Now, why does Apex allow it? They allow it so long as you are managing it actively. What that means is you don't want the Autotrader to be on and thinking, oh, this is going to be my money printing machine, and you have it on basically 23 hours a day, every single day. They'll know it, they'll see it, and they'll be like, no way. They will cancel your PA, okay? They will cancel you. So please, watch out. Do only use it when you are in front of the computer and you're trading it, or during the regular hours. If you have to step away, that's fine. There have been multiple times where I have stepped away. I left it on because it was a trending day. And actually, this was on Thursday. I came back and I had doubled my money while I was sleeping. okay? Today I turned it off because I knew it was going to be a choppy day, and since nothing else was happening, there were no catalysts for any type of major moves. And sure enough, it did prove out to be true for today. Okay, so this is how I would do it. Okay, you're using the charts and you're going with the trend. Now, can you do it with just this? Yeah, you could, but me being more of a technical trader, I would prefer looking at, you know, the 10-minute and 30-minute, and I want a sense of direction. Okay, then it turned here. We had a brief moment of bullishness right here, but after an hour and a half, it just turned the other way. Okay, so this right here, you may have gotten chopped up had you entered in the middle of the day. And so, you know, overall, if you look at it from a you know, big picture perspective, okay, and the more you practice and the more you trade, you'll notice it, and you'll be able to recognize that, yep, this is a choppy day, this is a distribution day, and it's not a good day to be trading. Yesterday, this was a nice day to be trading. No, actually, that was Wednesday. Thursday, this was a nice day to be trading right there. These are the ones that you want to catch. These are the ones where you enter in with minis and you just ride it along, you know, for as long as you can. Okay, those are the things that you want to do. That's the secret of trading futures. Bottom line. Okay, there is no ifs and buts about it. If you get into choppy season and the longer it takes for you to recognize that, you will lose money. I mean, I'll make it as clear as possible. You're not going to succeed. You're going to lose money. So you need to know support resistance. Somebody is using the ICT method. I actually have a folder of all the ICT lessons. So if you want this, right? Look at that. All this is ICT. If you want to master ICT, which is highly encouraged, this will take you about 180 hours, give or take. Okay. If you want it, I'll give it to you. Okay. So anyway, coming back to this, that's basically the strategy that I am employing. Does it mean that you have to follow my ways? No. Please develop your own. But these are my tools. The book map. You can get this for free on TD Ameritrade. You don't have to pay the $200 a month for it. I started putting the Superdome for the minis. I use the chart trader for the micros and the ATMs. If you notice, I use Miami Max's stop ATM strategy. Okay, and as a matter of fact, I didn't set it up. There's a 1640-80 Orenko parameter. That's also Miami Max's. And if you look at the winning screenshots on the founder's winning trades, you'll see a lot of his stuff where he has been just killing it. I mean, 5 micros, he walked away with like $430 today. Okay. If anything, he should be the one teaching it. So Spencer, do we have access to Futures Pro 2? Yes, you may purchase the license on that. Go to indicatorpro.shop. And no, sorry, that's not it. On Discord, go to upgrade chat. Discord. Of course, I can't find my Discord. We'll do it later. Got it. So when you go to Discord, what you're going to do is either go to join premium request right here, or just click /upgrade. Okay, and when you do that, the Futures Pro indicator is there. Okay, it's a one-time fee license. It's yours forever. You get lifetime upgrades all for free. Okay, so this is actually it should be 3.0, but in any case, those are automatically updated. Here we go. Boom. All right. So these are my tools. I use TradingView with Futures Pro. I use Tick Strike. You don't need it. We have Overwatch. You just, you can just watch it visually. And some people like sound, that's why I have it on. So if you're on live trading, you'll get this for free. It's fine. If you want your own, I posted up a link for it for you to get a discount. You also get a 7-day trial through their company. And it's a lot more versatile because you have like 150 equities. You can do Forex. You get, anyway, if you're interested, let me know. And then this, okay, the Obsidian trader. So I let the trader go in whenever it finds a proper entry, because while it's not in, I am looking at other things. I'm looking at options. I'm looking at equities. I'm still calling out on the Discord. I'm still calling out the swings that I've posted here, as well as the Autobot that automatically comes. And then based upon those alerts, I would go into trades, and you don't necessarily have to follow my trades, but you'll get what I put in. So that way you get to see my wins and losses so that I can be fully transparent. Okay, so that is the gist of it. All right, let's see. What are the requirements to join the Road to 1 Million Club? Yeah, Obsidian, just join with Obsidian, and you'll be joining us on the road to making $1 million a year. So I am, after I blew up my 19 PA accounts because I was careless with the trade copier. Oh, by the way, how many of you use trade copiers? Show of hands. Anyone? Okay. So if you're using a trade copier, please, please, please be very careful, because I blew up 19 PAs messing around with the trade copier, moving from one tranche to another, switching things around. Next thing I know, when I clicked the entry button, it went up to like 99 contracts. Okay. And all he needed to do was just move, the wrong direction for a few ticks, and it just blew up everything like nuclear. It went, oh man. And somebody had mentioned, man, I would cry. Yeah, I did cry. I literally cried. And I literally could not trade for like a whole week because I was devastated, So I'm building it up all over again. So I am back to square one on the road to 1 million. But one of these days, I will be making $1 million a year. That I am sure of, and I will continue pressing on to do that. All right, so questions, comments? Anybody else have, well, let's start with questions, because if no one has any questions, I actually want to go into the different strategies that people are using. Questions, comments? Are your settings out of the box? Yes. So when you click the workspaces on NinjaTrader, okay, so once you load, let me show you. Once you load the Obsidian indicators right here, right, then you're just going to go to the workspaces of Ninja, click that, one click, and voila, boom, everything just shows up. Okay, so you can trade right out of the box. Anybody else? Questions, comments? Orenko parameters need to be configured. You would just open to one set. That's right. So
yeah, you would still need to manually configure your Orenko settings when you open up the workspace.
All right, so let's do that for in real life right now, because I don't have Miami's setup, his main setup. Okay, so when you go here, you would select it, go to configure, and then you will go down all the way to Orenko, and then I click add.
If Orenko isn't there for you, you need to add it to that first initial set.
Right, right. Isn't the workspace already set up like that, or?
The workspace is set up like that, but when you're coming in to configure it, you still need to add the initial period and then do your other settings.
Okay, so let me backtrack it so that way you know how to do it. You go into here, you're gonna hit configure. And then
add for the interval.
You're gonna add like this, click add, and how come?
You already added it. So
yeah, I already have it, that's why, okay. So you'll see Orenko, so you add that, and once you add it, you're gonna go over here, and then you're gonna add the different parameters that you want to try. So this is what I call, we're gonna officially name it Miami Max. So when we say the Miami Max Orenko, this is his setup, 1640-80. He came up with it, he tested it, and he shared his results with us, and that's been awesome. Click apply, click OK. Once you hit OK, it has been set up. Now, let's say I want to change it from the kind of like the day trading 12 Orenko to kind of like a swinging 1640-80 Orenko. And this is what you'll have. Okay. So this morning, he actually caught basically from the bottom here, actually this arrow right here. He caught this all the way to the top right here. And he posted it. So if you want to take a look at his results, 5 micros, hit all of it 100%. He walked away with like 450 bucks. So you set it up like this. And in this setting, right, because it's so wide, what you can do then is basically do this like that. You don't need a trend filter or confirmation filter. You just let it run based upon the entries. Okay. Actually, would you want, Kyle, would you want a confirmation filter, because you don't necessarily want to get into something like this and then have it drop. But then you have a 100-tick stop loss. What do you think?
Sorry, I missed your screenshot. Where were you talking about?
So when you use the 1640-80, do we need a confirmation filter because it's so wide?
I would recommend it, but I mean, since the bar is so big, you can leave it off so you can get a better entry and just monitor it. And once you got a confirm signal, it'll be a better set to run off of. Yeah,
okay. So this is how you set it up. Kyle has typed in the following, the 4, 12, 28. That's more of a sniper. 9, 10, 30 is also more of a sniper. And then the latter two are more of a swing trading. Okay. So you're looking at, since we're recording this, here we go. 4, 12, 28, 9, 10, 30, 16, 40, 80, and we can't see it. 80, 20, 40. Right? Is that 80? No, that's not it. Let me widen it. So those are the different parameters that you can start testing. whenever you test a new parameter, please use simulation. All right. And then Kyle has been playing around with Heikin-Ashi. Is it the 1 minute or 10 minute that you like?
It depends. When I come in the morning, I'll cycle through all the different periods to see which parameter or period would be working best for the current market conditions, be it Orenko or Heikin-Ashi. If we're making large moves in the market over a short period of time, I would recommend going with Heikin-Ashi. If we're making slow, choppy moves, but still in a trending direction, that's when I would lean on the Orenko, since it's price-based. If you get stagnant price action while using Heikin-Ashi, you can get chopped up. But it would, if the market's moving fast and still trending in a direction, that's when I will go with the Heikin-Ashi. Since it's time-based, you can still have a little bit of chop, not get chopped up as long as it's making large moves.
Yeah.
So if you're using a larger, if you're using the Orenko, you can get in with good entries, but if you're not using a trend filter with Orenko, you may lose a little bit in arbitration if we're chopping in between what the trend filter setting is. You would have to adjust your trend filter setting for the current trend period and stuff like that. But that's what I would check when you first come into the market in the morning, or 5-10 minutes after open. Cycle through your different parameters to see what's working the best for today, and then run with that.
Okay. Can you say again which setting is a sniper? So the first two is sniper 4/12/28, 9/10/30.
I would use a small bar period like that if we're making sharp moves, but in a trending direction.
Yeah.
But if we're making large retracements, I would go with a larger bar, because then you could get chopped up using a small bar like that. Overall, the setting that Miami Max has is pretty good at the 16/40/80. Seems like a pretty overall good period to use.
Yeah, it minimizes your trade, so you're not over trading. It gives you a very wide stop loss. He uses a 100 tick stop loss, so that way you're not in and out all the time, and you can pretty much let it run, until it goes to the end of its trend, and it closes it once it reverses on you. So again, it's one thing for us to say it audibly. It's another when you test it out on sim. By the way, the way you can do sim is that, let's say, for example, you have this as evaluation account, right? You can, instead of doing it like this, right, you can actually open a separate, totally separate chart and put that on sim, and then just set it and forget it. Okay, so that way you can test it out. So you don't necessarily have to like only stay in sim during the time of testing. Okay, I'm suggesting that if you do anything new, to use a sim.
What I do when I come in, I have multiple charts open. Like I'll have an Orenko chart open, a 2-minute Heikin chart, a 5-minute Heikin chart, and I'll be watching the volume profiles like on the 2-minute, and then I'll cycle through my Orenkos and find which one seems to be avoiding choppy signals and producing the best signals for the market conditions, and I'll run with that.
Yeah. So that's also an art, not a science, in terms of, which one do you run, Heikin or Orenko? If you have no idea, just set it at Orenko. Okay. if you're very good with support resistance and you're good with charting and you already have that background, use Heikin-Ashi. So that's why I have both of them in one chart. I have the Orenko set up here, and I'll set up something along these lines. And then over here, I will have, my personal preference is the 5-minute Heikin-Ashi, because here I'm able to look at the 30-minute, 10-minute, and then the active one will be the 5-minute. Okay, so I have 3 time frames to work off of, right? Plus I'm able to look at the trend filter down here as well. It's a great confirmation. So when you have bookmap, tick strike, Overwatch, trend filter, trading view, all in one screen, it really gives you better confidence in your trading. Okay, and if you have a tendency, like me, if you have a tendency to hold on to the losers and praying that it'll turn on you, right? Having the tick strike and bookmap really helps you to cut it off early. Okay, and if you don't have the discipline to do that, one rule of thumb is don't move your stop loss. Just keep it where it is. Do not move it. That is a brick wall for you. Okay, it's the red line that you do not want to cross. Okay, so over time, as you grow more confident, as you get to know the ins and outs of the system, then you can play with it and make it work for you even better. Okay, so like I've said in previous Zoom meetings, okay, you're a ninja trader and the Obsidian is your katana sword. Okay, so you need to practice, practice, practice in order for you to become better and better on your katana sword. Okay. So even today, for example, when we're looking at this, the moment 10:30 hit, I basically had said, I actually drew an elliptical, if you remember. And I had basically said that, yeah, today it's looking like we're going to, I think I drew it this narrow. Yeah, we're just going to be chopping all day today because we did that huge move and we were done. That move was followed up with the previous huge move that we had on Thursday. So, and it hit right here, right there. So when I saw that, I was like, yeah, we're on a Friday with CPI coming, PPI, the FOMC coming next week. Yeah, we're not going to be trading much higher than that. Okay, so normally I would be done and I will shut everything down and go away. But since we have a live trading channel, I came back and I wound up adding a little more to my losses. Well, it is what it is. It's for me, my philosophy on that is that every loss is a lesson. As long as you learn something from there, you're good. Okay. So let's see. He uses both. Okay. All right. So anybody have their own strategy that they would like to share that has been working for you so far? Well, it's just between Spencer and George. So it's an intimate meeting right now. Do you guys have a working strategy that you have in mind after having used the Obsidian? Not yet? Okay. How about George? I know you hit your profit target and you were good to go today. Probably yesterday too. We had a nice run yesterday. Okay, so Kyle, if you have one, you want to share? Otherwise, we can.
Not particularly a strategy. I fly by wire depending on the market conditions, but
right.
I
know you're more of a price action guy.
Yeah, I like my price action. I usually like, and I'm not too much fan of the ATMs. Like they only they're good for choppy markets if you think you're only going to get a few ticks off of a signal.
Yeah.
To quickly take profit, but other than that, I'll just let them run naked on either the larger bar Orenko or Heiken.
Yeah.
And then I'll use confirmations with my minute charts to confirm the movements in Orenko. I mean, they're good for looking at the trend, but overall reading price action, you're kind of flying blind there.
Yeah, definitely.
I use a combination of all the charts and run with that. I've been kind of out of the game a little bit the past couple of months. I've been so busy, I haven't had the chance to really trade.
Hey man, keep on programming.
I haven't really had a chance to program either. I've been doing customer service.
Okay, so
but I'm hoping to get all the the basic tutorials up this weekend and on the website, so then I can focus on adding our feature requests from our customers. I think it's a good idea. They want to add in trading hours for the day, have your net number of wins, net number of losses.
Oh, okay.
Trading hours, and I'm gonna try to expose some of the logic here in the news alert to shut it down during like a few minutes before and after news release.
Yeah, that would be helpful since we already have the news information coming right into Ninja. It'd be good to set up a programming for that. Okay, so on that note,
I'm gonna throw all that in these drop down menus here, so then you can set your trading hours you want it to trade. You'll put on all your signals, and then the trading hours will arm or disarm it. Same with the news filter, and you can also set either a daily profit goal or a daily loss limit to shut it off, or you can go wins.
We already have that on Rhythmic, couldn't you? You can set it up.
But I mean, I might as well throw it in here just so it's all set up.
Okay. Well, as long as it doesn't.
Not everyone uses that, so that way it can apply across all different platforms. Like say you're connecting your TD Ameritrade or something like that.
Okay. Well, that's not so far. I don't think that's a huge need because a lot of people have been hitting their profit targets early in the morning and they're done. I mean, Jonathan, he was hitting his profit targets like before the market. You know, he trades it.
Yeah, true. And
he's done.
From what I'm hearing, a lot of guys want to set it up so they can have it running while they're at work. You know.
Oh, okay.
While they're not monitoring.
I hear you. Gotcha. No problems. So let me close out with this. Two things. First one is, hey, if you're loving it, become an affiliate so that way you can share it with friends and fellow traders, and you'll be able to give them a 50% discount. And of course, you get monthly revenue from that, and you have a passive income, you know, for helping us out in growing. So please sign up as an affiliate. Kyle can help you with that. And lastly, in terms of my ideal time where I like to trade and I find it the most profitable is basically from 9:40 to 11 o'clock, somewhere in here. And ideally, if I can hit my profit target within the first 20 minutes, I want to be done. Okay. So one of the days I actually just walked away because my wife was here and I needed to spend time with her. So, you know, I walked away, and that's what you want to do, because if you can, quote unquote, work for 20 minutes, hit your profit target and redeem the whole day for yourself, that is the best thing. Okay. If I hadn't hit that by 11 o'clock, all right, I'm done by 11 because I don't want to deal with the London closing. I don't want to deal with the lunch crowd right here because there's a lot of volatility. 2:30 to 3:30, that 1 hour time frame, I'm looking for opportunities. So today I came and unfortunately I was looking at this, and I was like, hey, look at this. And I jumped in on the long and it started going the wrong way. Had I actually come back at 2:30, when I normally do, this is what I would have seen, and maybe I could have turned a profit for today. But these are the ideal time frames for me to trade. I have made it a decision to not trade pre-market, although today would have been good. I have made a decision to not trade aftermarket. Okay, and then Kyle, once you have set up the the scheduling on and off thing, I want to be able to trade the London market from like 2 a.m. 2:10 to 3:30, kind of around there. Actually, no, that was in the morning. Never mind. Yeah, so kind of catch the first hour of London market.
You can set up your custom parameters.
Yeah, so I think that would be helpful once we're able to schedule our bots that way. And of course, since I'll be sleeping, I'll be probably playing like 1 or 2 micros, and that's it. So that's the advantage that we have with Obsidian Autotrader. If you have any other questions, please DM us. If you have like really technical questions, like, under the hood, deep into the engine stuff, the genius is Kyle. So ask anything from him and he'll be able to help you with that process. So thank you all for taking the time to join us, and we will have a good weekend, and we will see you Monday.